For years, we all wondered,
Now, is Drake a gangster? Now,
is Drake a gangster? Yo, chat, welcome back to another Fidel Vibe. Yo, chat, welcome back to another Fidel Vibe.
now,
Is Drake a gangster? For years, we all wondered, is Drake a gangster? All right? Because Drake had an altercation with a few people. Drake had went back and forth, and he said this to that person. He said that to another person, right? So, what is your opinion on Drake? What do you think about Drake? Over the last few years, Drake was going back and forth with a lot of people. But you know what they did say? When you got some money on, you got some power, gang. And Drake got a lot of money on. Drake have money to go to war. So in your eyes, in your theory, in your environment, is Drake a gangster to you? You feel me? Let's go ahead and dive into the video. Make sure you like, you comment, and you subscribe. Road to 20K. Let's do it.
is an artist who's known for being the soft guy in the hip hop community. Drake is the type of guy who's gonna give you the right vibes, and at the same time, he will comfort you if your relationship with your significant other is unstable. So Drake is that guy, and that's what most people recognize him for. But the discussion about Drake being a gangster is actually bigger than you think. Now, Drake being labeled as this soft rapper that doesn't make hard and intense records has always really followed him throughout his career, especially after he dropped
Drake
Views
had a
that had a
gas.
lot of fun pop records that was so far from something like Free Smoke, until he dropped his Nothing Was the Same project that had the song Worst Behavior
I
on
ain't
it,
gonna lie.
which was different from
Worse.
anything Drake had released before. Now, back in 2011, one of Drake's fans actually tattooed Drake's name on her forehead because the love for Drake was that big for her. Long story
I ain't gonna lie. Chat, is that pushing the P? Is that pushing it too far, chat? They say a fan got Drake tattoo on the forehead. On the forehead. This shit is crazy. Look at this. Look at this. This my. You feel me? She bad, right? She bad, chat, huh? Hold on, let me show you. She bad, right? Oh, pressure. But enough of that. But who in the world would do this, bro? Who in the world had this crazy idea to tat Drake name on the forehead? For life? That's crazy. But let's keep going, Chad.
Drake saw the picture on the internet because it went viral, and when Drake was asked about this on an interview, his hard and gangster persona definitely came to the surface.
Yo, have you seen this picture? What are your thoughts on it? I want to meet her and understand what happened. That's cool though. Like I feel you 100%. That to me is like absolutely incredible. I don't know if you can see it, but this girl tattooed Drake on her forehead. The guy who tatted it is a fucking asshole though. I will tell you that. I don't fuck with that guy. Fuck you to that tat artist, by the way, because you're an asshole for real.
Damn.
And you should lose your job and you should never do tattoos again. I don't fuck with you. And if I ever see you, I'm gonna fuck you up.
A couple of months ago, I Love McConan came out with some really disturbing news about Drake.
I ain't gonna lie. Whoever tattooed that shit, I don't know what the fuck they was thinking. They had just wrote Drake. And she probably paid $100 for that tattoo too. Probably $300. But Drake, come on, man. Y'all think Drake is a gangster, bro? Let's be honest. Feel me? Drake is that guy though. He got some money on. So you know what they say? I keep saying this over and over again. When you got money, you got at least some level of power. And power is gangster for real. So y'all let me know.
I Love McConan and told him he would f him up. The quick backstory to this is that old tweets from I Love McConan surfaced earlier this year, and the tweets were about Drake. And some of the things I Love McConan had tweeted about Drake were not so nice things. And Drake is, of course, not gonna mess with you if you've been hating on him since day one, and that's where Drake threatening I Love McConan comes in. Apparently, Drake and I Love McConan were at the same VMA party, and like the big superstar Drake is, he's always gonna roll with a deep entourage. We gon' fuck you up the next time we see you is what Drake told I Love McConan at that party. And Drake saying this to I Love McConan could also be because that same year he dropped a freestyle where allegedly he was throwing shots at Drake.
You know I keep them jumping out the back. Hey,
What?
I don't wear no fucking Jumpman though.
Now, one of the
He told me,
biggest
"I don't wear no
misconceptions
fucking
people have
Jumpman,
about
though."
Drake
What
is
are you
that he
talking
grew
about?
up with no struggle. Now, even you who are listening to this right now may think that's really 100% the case, since that's the view a lot of people have of Drake. I mean, he was on the Canadian show Degrassi by the age of 15, and a couple years after that, he blew up as a rapper. Everybody thinks I went to some private school and my family was rich. Maybe it's my fault. Maybe I haven't talked enough about it. But I didn't grow up happy. I wasn't in a happy home. My mother was very very sick. We were very poor, like broke. My
Like
mother
broke.
happens to be a Jewish woman.
My mother happens to be a Jewish woman. She wanted the best for her family. She found us a half off house we could live in. The other people had the top off. We had the top. We had the top half. Wait, the other people had the top half. We had the bottom half. I lived in a. I lived in the basement. My mom lived in the front first floor. It was not big. It was not luxury. It was what we could have afforded. Shit crazy.
Wanted the best for her family. She
Shit
found us
crazy.
half a house we could live in. The other people had the top half. We had the bottom half. I lived in the basement. My mom lived on the
Shit
first
crazy.
floor. It was not big. It was not luxurious.
So
It was
Drake
what we
came
could
from the
afford.
bottom.
I went to school with kids that were flying private jets. This guy distributes Rolex in Canada. And this person owns Turtle Car Wax. And this person owns Roots Clothing. And I went to school with kids who were very fortunate. I never fit in. I was never accepted. Now the struggle means different for everybody.
Shit,
So
it
we
is.
can't really discredit Drake's struggle because
gonna
it's
lie.
his own struggle and his own story. Now, a couple weeks ago, a good friend of Drake was unfortunately gunned down in Toronto. Now, the suspects of the killing have
R.I.P.,
not been
R.I.P..
found yet, and since it was Drake's good friend, the police wanted to solve the murder by reaching out to Drake so he could cooperate with them and find his friend's killer. But the cops came out recently and said that Drake was refusing to cooperate with them, and the reason for why that is, that's unknown. And if you know anything
Shit is
about the
real.
street code, refusing to cooperate
Shit
with
is
the
real.
police only means one thing and one thing only. I'm gonna handle this on my own, and it's not by working with the law, it's to let someone else handle the killers. But I've even seen people
What?
say that Drake is a person that has the ability to put a hit on someone, which I'm
I
not
ain't gonna
really
lie.
doubting considering the money and the status Drake actually has. But I doubt Drake is orchestrating people actually being murdered, at least not on his call. And there's been some controversy surrounding the people Drake has
Man, Drake got too much money and too much influence and too much status to just throw all that shit away. You feel me? You feel me, chat? He's not just gonna sit here and tell the whole world that this happened or this happened. Bro, you got some money on, figure out how you can solve this situation with money. Money buys a lot of things. That's why people don't fail to realize. Money can help you get out of situations. Money can help you get out the little loophole you in. Get you some money in and figure out how to adapt and make your life better. No, let's keep going, Chad.
One of the people who's now signed to OVO goes by the name of Travis Savory, also known as Becca. If you're a fan of Drake, then you definitely know who this guy is. Drake has referenced him on a lot of
I
his
don't know who
songs
that
in the
is.
past, but Becca is a person who's been in jail before due to catching a human trafficking charge. But from seeing what I'm seeing, I honestly think that Drake is just putting up a front. The front could benefit him in the way that people do give him that street credit, which leads to the attitude of you can't with me. And the public actually being intimidated by Drake is a good thing. After all, the guy has a net worth of $90 million. $90 million. God damn. So
Sheesh.
people being intimidated of you is just gonna
did?
prevent from people actually running up on you. Even though Drake doesn't really have to worry about that since he rolls with a big group of people who will probably kill you and risk their own freedom before you ever get to put your hands on Drake. But is Drake a gangster?
Shit, you can't blame the man. Even for me, when I get so rich and influential, guys, I'm sorry. I'm carrying security guards. We 5 deep, 10 deep, 7 deep. You feel me? I'm gonna make sure we good in the hood. Understood? You know? But let's keep going. Let's finish this
Drake
little
is
video.
not a gangster. Drake is someone who plays on the emotions of the people just like Young Thug does. A lot of people think that Young Thug is homosexual, but we all know that he does it for the publicity. But rather than the publicity only, Drake shows his gangster persona because he knows that people are gonna be intrigued about it. And some people are gonna be intimidated by it, which means it's a win-win situation for Drake either way. But what's your opinion on this topic? Do you think that Drake is a gangster? Or do you think that he's not a gangster and that he's just faking it?
What do y'all think, chat? Do y'all think Drake is a gangster? Somebody said you don't need to behave or seem gangster to kill people. That's what I be trying to tell people. People think that you have to behave or act gangster, but you don't have to do that. Drake is probably low key the leader of the mafia trying to act soft. You'd be surprised. He probably is the leader. You feel me? Drake get pulled over. Officer, do you have anything that will harm me? Drake pulls out X numbers. Yes, this will. love the way people forget that. I love the way people forget that people you least expect to do evil are the worst. That's what we're trying to tell people, bro. Why do people don't realize that these elites, these top elites, are the people that's controlling everything? You feel me? These top elites, they are friendly as fuck. You barely even see these motherfuckers, but they are the root of evil to this whole society we see. You know, so you have to realize that. You have to think about that. You know. One more comment chat. Somebody said, I don't think there are any gangster artists these days. 21 Simps, Migos, they all fake. Shit crazy. But y'all comment down below, man. Do y'all think Drake is a gangster? And y'all let me know in the comment down below. And make sure you hit the thumbs up button. Make sure you like, you comment, and you subscribe. Do it.